Hi everyone on YouTube, this is WebGoku here. Just want to show you guys my CoolerMaster HAF932 computer again, my PC. And this is going to be probably my last upgrade video on the HAF932 PC because I'm pretty much done. I upgraded this thing to the max. It's not really that many upgrades I can have for this future computer, so I'll have to work on doing my next PC build and thinking out what I'm going to do for my next computer that I'm going to build maybe 2 to 3 years. So I want to apologize and say sorry for the horrible video quality of that webcam version. I actually just borrowed my sister's camera again and kind of did a recording now. So hopefully this quality is a lot better in this video. I'm going to show you the outside of the computer first. I didn't take any of the doors off. So it's the case is a modified CoolerMaster HAF932 case. Lian Li case feet mod that I did. These are Lian Li case feet. Yeah, this computer's done. I don't think I'm going to be upgrading this computer anymore. 230mm intake fan that works really good. It's a Lambtron fan controller. I have this fan turned off right now because it goes to the side panel door. Here's the reservoir. That's what holds all the distilled water. It's a 500 milliliter reservoir, 500 millimeter. So I mean, it's like, here's my hand. It's freaking huge how big it is. And the nice thing about having a nice reservoir like this is it's passive. It's almost like another radiator. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's like fins that are on it that expel the heat from it. So it's like having another radiator on top of the case. And you guys already know the specs. It's the same old, same old. I did upgrade a few things. So we're going to take off the side panel right now. Oh, there's also a 230mm blue LED BitPhoenix fan, Spectre Pro, that is turned off right now. So you guys, yeah, you guys already know the specs. I got some of my other videos where I show the specs and everything. My side panel mod that I did to it, it's got frozen CPU, sound ending foam all inside. So this is the inside, and let me get a flashlight so you can see it better. This is the new mod right here I did. Right here is the 3 EVGA 670 GTX for the wins. The top 2 cards are the EVGA 670 GTX for the win models, and the bottom card is actually a stock reference small PCB 670 GTX. Now if you look right here where the power connectors are, you can see right here it's got on a GTX 680 the power connectors are on the end, but on this card it's actually on the bottom card, it's actually in the middle. So I don't know how well you can see that. I had to, like I said in my other video, I had to replace the power supply. The Corsair GS800 was not enough, so then I replaced that power supply, the Corsair GS800, and now it's got a Corsair HX 1000 watt, which has plenty enough power. I mean, it powers pretty much anything. For this solution right here, because I'm using 1000 watt, you have 3 6-pin PCI Express power connectors to power this. So you got, you know, a 6-pin here, a 6-pin here, another 6-pin here, and a 6-pin here, and then it's got 2 6-pins here. That's why there's so many cables. I know it's like really messy, but there's nothing I can do because they all come out in a bunch right here and they're all zip tied. And they come up right here. So if I had a better case, maybe I could make it look a little bit better. But this is the major problem: is you got your PCI Express power connector over here, and they're not on this side. And if it was on the edge, I could, you know, sleeve the cables down and make them, you know, look really tidy looking. Same old specs. The Core i7 2600K at 4.8 gigahertz, 1.43 volt. I haven't really changed that much. One thing I wanted to tell you guys about this motherboard that I found out. I don't know if you can see this wire right here. Let's see. You see how it's got a it's a BitPhoenix Alchemy red cabling that's got a Molex connector on it. You're probably like wondering, why do I have a spare Molex connector there? Well, on this motherboard, when you run 3 graphics cards, you have to worry about power. So I actually took it, and I don't know how well you can see it, but there's like a power connector right there where the Molex is. Yeah, right there. If you're running 3 graphics cards, and you need additional power, you can plug that in, but there's also one on the bottom hidden underneath this graphics card. So I plugged the one in the bottom, and come to find out, if you have both of them plugged in at the same time, the cards won't display on the monitor at all for some reason. Maybe it's getting too much power. So that's kind of a weird bug. So you only need one of the 4-pin Molex connectors if you're powering all 3 of these graphics cards with this motherboard. Try to get like an outside view so you guys can, I will take some pictures so you guys can get a better quality of it. You're probably wondering about the thing on the back of the case, as you guys already know, right there. That is the phaser, TFC phaser 480mm rad. I think it's called the phaser exchanger rad, and that's just cooling my CPU. If I wanted to, I could water cool all 3 of these video cards off that one radiator, but the CPU temps would get a lot hotter, so I'd have to get some kind of separate water cooling for the CPU and run maybe a dual loop setup or maybe extra radiators. So yeah, it's not too bad, the 3 cards. I talked about it in my performance video if you guys were wondering. I just hope the quality is a little bit better in this video compared to the other ones. On the top here I have the EVGA 680 backplate, 680 GTX backplate on the 670 for the win, and then the bottom card I had another 670 for the win backplate, but I took it off because it was blocking airflow. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but if you look right here, there's not enough airflow, and the backplate's blocking this, so I had to take it off to get a little bit more airflow, and then the bottom doesn't have one right here. So yeah, it's the same old. You guys seen this computer 1,000 times. I just want to say this one's completely finished. I don't plan on upgrading this anymore. I'm going to start my next PC build project later on, but yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what was up. For the hard drives, I did upgrade the SSDs. I kind of talked about this in one of my other videos. I did upgrade them to the OCZ Vector 128GB SSDs. See if we can move this out of the way. This is for my side panel fan connector, if you're wondering what this wire was. It goes out from the fan controller, and this plugs in the side panel so you can control the side panel fan speed. So this is the OCZ Vector 128GB SSD, and I will pull these out of these drive cages and show you guys right now. I'm actually going to take these video cards out and kind of compare the size of them in different pictures and show you guys what they look like exactly. So yeah, I got 2 of these. The 128GB OCZ Vectors are amazing. And then the bottom ones, because I needed extra additional storage, because 128GB is not enough, it's only for the OS. I got 2 Western Digital 1TB blacks, Caviar blacks. These are the original ones that I had, but they're actually running in a RAID 0 configuration. So for movies and games and everything like that, they're extremely fast. You know, a huge speed increase. It's double the speed, double the capacity, so I get 1.8 terabytes or 2 terabytes of space, you know. So this is my OS and Battlefield 3 and maybe video editing programs, the OCZ Vectors. And then if I want to do you know, like I'm recording huge video file sizes, or I'm doing video editing, or installed all my games, I have those on the 2 Western Digital 1TB blacks and RAID 0. And yeah, you guys seen all the specs on here. I just want to make a better quality video so you guys can see it exactly. And you can see the the EVGA 670 GTX for the WEN models, the 2 cards on top. Those are the ones that are actually a little bit longer than the stock reference 670 model. Let's see if I can kind of show you what I mean. See how it, here's my finger right there, see how it sticks over? It's about, I'd say about half an inch longer on for the WEN models. That's because they use a different cooler. They use the 680 cooler inside, so it's a little bit different. They're all overclocked the same speed. The stock EVGA 670 on the bottom is overclocked for the WEN edition speed, the 1006 megahertz. The memory, I think, is 1052 megahertz in the memory, and the boost clock is 1085 megahertz. This is right here. This is how we connect the cards. It's a three-way SLI bridge, triple SLI, so hold on for a minute. I'm going to get a better flashlight and hopefully this comes out a little bit better. Okay, sorry about that. I got a better flashlight this time so you guys can see it. Those are my three EVGA 670 GTX for the WAN graphics cards. And hopefully you guys can see everything. Yeah, that's the stock model reference 670. Three-way SLI bridge. This connects all three cards. So you need one of these SLI bridges. It came with my motherboard, so you can connect all three graphics cards together. That is the Corsair HX 1000 watt power supply. Hopefully you guys can see it. Yeah, it's not too bad. Here's the 680 backplate, the EVGA 680 backplate. So right now only the CPU is water cooled. Like I said, I could water cool the three 670s. I'm kind of running into a temperature problem. One thing I might end up doing, I'm not sure if I want to do it or not, is take these graphics cards apart and change the thermal paste to a better thermal paste in the future. That might drop the temperature down a little bit, but I don't think I really need to. If I crank up the fan speed, it will lower the temperature a little bit. You can see all the serial ATA connections. Like, you know, it's crazy. I got the DVD drive, the two OCZ vectors, 128 gigabytes in RAID 0, and the two 1 terabyte Western Digital Blacks in RAID 0. So yeah, with a setup like this, I mean, it's upgraded to the max. I mean, there's not really anything I could do to it. If I wanted another upgrade, I could do it, but I'm not going to. I could upgrade the RAM to faster RAM, maybe like 2100 megahertz or 22 megahertz RAM, 2200 megahertz RAM, or water cool all three of these 670s, and that would lower the temperatures. And maybe if I wanted to overclock them, I could do that. It's not too loud. I mean, I'm not playing a game or anything right now, but you can hear it. It's really not that loud. And you can see, yeah, here's my huge reservoir. I might have to change the fluid that's in this later, change the distilled water. I'd say maybe every 6 months to a year you got to change your fluid out of it. And I changed it a couple months ago, but it's looking a little bit dirty, so I got to change the fluid out. You can see huge, giant 480 millimeter radiator. Now, I had some options. Like I said this in one of my other videos, but I had some options. My options were, when I was building this computer, is upgrade the case. I could have got a different case. That was one option. The top two EVGA 670 GTX to the wins, I could have water cooled those and overclocked them a little bit higher. That was an option. Or the third option was, I got a sale on this bottom EVGA 670. It was on sale. It was only like 320 bucks. So I decided to say screw it and get that card and run them in three-way SLI. And so far the performance is really insane. I mean, there's nothing I can't beat. There's no games I can't max out. Some games don't support three-way SLI, so you get, you know, kind of the same performance, but you'll see in some of my other videos the performance is going to be a lot better. I will take these cards out of the computer and take pictures and show you guys what they look like, you know, out of the computer. They look a little bit different. The motherboard is Asus Maximus 4 Extreme Z68 motherboard. Okay, so the PCI Express bandwidth, I want to talk about this because this motherboard has a NF200 chip that's built into it. So the way that the PCI Express goes is you have this card right here. This runs at PCI Express 2.0 8X. This runs at PCI Express 2.0 16X. And this card runs at PCI Express 2.0 16X. And the NF200 chip gives these more lanes, so they run a little bit faster. You know, so you're not running into like a bandwidth bottleneck. because the Intel Core i7-2600K natively only supports the two PCI Express 2.0s in 8X mode. So before I added the third card, these two graphics cards, when I had them spaced out, they only ran at PCI Express 2.0 8X off the CPU. So that was the difference between those, and now it's 8X, 16X, and 16X, so it's a little bit faster. Yeah, sorry for the cables. I know there's ridiculous amount of cables everywhere. You can see right here is the... Sorry about this. I'm trying to move the cable. The two OCC vectors, 128 gigabytes in RAID 0. I got these when they first came out, pretty much. And I decided to do a performance review, as you guys already seen. So I was pretty proud of that. You know, not a lot of people had the OCC vectors when they first came out. And those are the two Western Digital 1TB blacks. I'm running sound deadening foam on the bottom of the case just to make it more quiet. I could cut this out down here on that bottom part, cut that out, and add a 120mm fan to blow on the video cards. That might lower the temperatures a little bit. I did have a double-sided Velcro on here with a 120mm fan that was blowing on the video cards right here. It did lower the temperatures a lot, but it was a little bit noisy, so I just removed it, and you know, temperatures, you know, weren't that much when it improved it. You can see there's the Swiftech XT water block. Yeah, so everything's the same. I mean, you guys already, if you watch some of my previous videos, all the specs are the same. This is really the only upgrade right here that I wanted to do, was I wanted to get the third EVGA 670 on the bottom and run them in 3-way SLI, so I'm sorry for the shaky camera. So, hold on. And there's the Corsair HX1001. It sucks because I had the Corsair GS800. I did all that cable slaving and cable tied and the, you know, cable management. It looked really good, and I had to pull it out because I didn't have enough connectors, and it just wasn't enough power for a solution like this. This takes about, like I said in one of my videos, you might be able to do it on an 850 watt high quality 850 watt power supply if you had enough connectors, but I wouldn't chance it. So I'd say probably a 1000 watt power supply would power 3 670s, you know, no problem. There's the 3-way SLI bridge. You see the EVGA. Yeah, it sucks that these power connectors are right here in the middle. It makes cable management horrible with the solution like this. You can see it's a 670. I will pull these video cards out right now and take some pictures of them and probably put them in another video, or maybe make another video on top of this to show you guys exactly what they look like, what the difference is between. And yep, this computer's pretty much done. The CoolerMaster HAF932 case is done, you know, which is pretty nice. I've been building it for a long time. It's not really that much I can upgrade it on it. My next PC, I'm really thinking about going extremely small. I want to build a really small computer. I've been looking at it's called the Silverstone Fortress FT03. I've been looking at that case a lot. It's a micro ATX case, but it's tall. It's very tall, and it's like, okay, here would be the case. It's like this wide, where my finger is, to the front of this HAF932. But it goes all the way up, and it fits a micro ATX case, or ATX motherboard, which is pretty insane. So yeah, you can see they're a little bit wider. Definitely the for the win model, you know, I couldn't afford a third EVGA 670 GTX for the win model. I could only afford the EVGA 670 reference small PCB model. So I decided to say screw it, get this card and overclock it, you know, as high as I can overclock it, and it easily overclocked to the for the win speed. So I just decided to say screw it, and these are all running at the same speed. So only this bottom card is overclocked. These two cards are running at the stock EVGA 670 GTX for the win speed, the 1006 MHz, same as the 680. All three of these cards, the performance when I was measuring it in benchmarks and games was right up there with 3 stock reference 680 GTX. So same as 3 680 GTX and 3-way SLI. The performance is the same, and this is a cheaper option. If you get 3 of the 670s and overclock them, and you have the power supply and you got the computer, yeah, it's a lot cheaper than buying the 3 680s. Yeah, same old parts. I mean, I haven't really changed anything. This computer's been running flawlessly. I never had any problems. You get to a point where when you have expensive computer like this, because this computer's getting up there in price, I'd say maybe it's like $3,200 right now. These 3 video cards right here, just the video cards alone with the 680 backplates on them, after tax I think was like $1,200 US. So it gets up there in price, but the 3 cards themselves actually beat everything out there. You know, it beats the Titan, it beats the 690 GTX, it's right up there with 3 680s. Sorry about that, the camera battery died on the digital camera. So I just want to show you guys the 3 EVGA 670 GTX for the wins. Yeah, the performance is insane with these graphics cards. I mean, it can max out anything, like I said. So yeah, I just wanted to do a better quality video. My last video was done on a Sony laptop webcam, and it was just horrible. So this is a digital camera that I'm recording with, and the quality is a lot better on this than the other ones. So hopefully you guys can see it. I will take pictures. I'll have pictures of everything, the OCC Vector 128GB SSDs and RAID 0. I'll show pictures of that, and I'll show pictures of the graphics cards. I'll take them out. Now here's what I want to show you guys. Since this computer's done, I want to show you a little mod that I did to my home theater PC. And you see, this is my other computer. You guys seen my AMD E350 1.6 GHz dual core CPU with 8GB of RAM and a 1TB Western Digital black hard drive. This is I use for sharing files. That's all this computer does, is just for sharing files. It's a CoolerMaster Elite 120 Advance. I think that's the name of this case. It's a pretty good ITX case. I took pictures of it in one of my over the years videos. Now here's my home theater PC now. You guys are like, oh, where's your Antec 1200 case? You know, the case that I had before. Well, the hard drive cage was actually falling apart, and I decided to just say screw it and take my CoolerMaster HAF912 mid-tower case, and decided to use this as my new case. Here's a little mod that I did. That is actually, I cut it out. I don't know how you can see it, but I cut these out from the back, and I took a Noctua, was it NF12-12 fan, one for radiators, and this is a Corsair CX430 fan grill from a power supply that I put in here. So I cut this out right here. This is where your grill is normally on the back of your case, to to prevent, so you can stick your hands through the fingers, or your fingers through the fan blades. So I cut that out for more airflow, and then I put the 120mm fan grill in front of the fan, and then I bolted the fan in with these screws right here. So it's not bad. I also did everything from the Antec 1200 case, because I got rid of it. I threw it away because it was falling apart. I took the PCI slot covers out and I put them in the bottom. Those are the PCI Antec slot covers. You can see there's the Corsair GS 800-watt power supply, because I used it in this computer. So almost the same specs. Here, I'll take off the door. I put a CoolerMaster 140mm fan right here, so more ventilation in the case. The temps are not too bad on this case. This computer is made for extremely silent home theater PC. So I don't know if you can see this, but that's the 140mm fan. That is a sound deadening foam that I put on the side panel door. Hopefully you guys can see that pretty well. And that makes it extremely quiet with that sound deadening foam. I mean, you really can't hear it at all. So we'll show you the inside of the computer. Now, I remember you guys probably seen the video where I did the cable sleeving mod to the cables themselves. The specs are the same because I'm not rich. I just try to upgrade what I can. This is a Noctua fan, that, if you guys can see right here. It's a Corsair H50 water cooling little kit with a Intel Core 2 Quad Q9650 quad core CPU. I have it at 3.0 gigahertz stock. I didn't overclock it. And 8 gigabytes of Corsair Dominator RAM. This is a DDR2 1066 megahertz at 555 15 timings. Let's see, I'm trying to... Hopefully you guys can see it pretty good. We're saying Corsair Dominator. Yeah, so for home theater PC, this is almost overkill, but I mean, it has performance to do what I need it to. I did some extra mods to this. Okay, so you got the Corsair GS 800, sorry for the shaky camera, Corsair GS 800 watt power supply with a 250 gigabyte Seagate hard drive, IDE, 300 gigabyte Western Digital IDE hard drive, a Western Digital 1 terabyte Caviar Black, a Western Digital 2 terabyte green, and then there's like a SSD hard drive cage thing in here, and this is for like a little fan controller. Now here's a cool mod I did right here. Let's see if you guys can see it. See the two OCZ Vertex 2 SSDs in RAID 0. Those are 50 gigabyte OCZ Vertex 2 SSDs in RAID 0. I screwed them into the side of the case. Hopefully you guys can see it pretty well. I screwed it into the case and mounted them into the hard drive cage to give me, into the DVD-ROM drive bay to give me a little bit more room. And then I spray painted this DVD drive right here black. So hopefully you guys can see that pretty good. Yeah. So those are the two OCZ Vertex 2 serial ATA2 50 gigabyte SSDs. And this is only a home theater PC, so I'm using some of the old computer parts that I had before, so it's nothing really fancy. This is a Sapphire Radeon HD 5870 graphics card, ATI graphics card or AMD graphics card. This is only 1 gigabyte on this card. So I don't know, you can see, yeah, I'm using the same specs. You guys probably seen this like 50 times in a row. The motherboard is a Maximus 2 Formula. Asus motherboard, so it's Asus Maximus 2 Formula P45 motherboard. So I mean, yeah, this is older technology, you know, DDR2 RAM and older technology, but it works for what I need it for. Now, some extra mods I did to the case. You're probably wondering what this foam piece is right here. A problem with the CoolerMaster HAF912 case is these hard drive cages just kind of rattle a little bit. So what I did is I put this foam piece in here so it doesn't rattle anymore. And then you're probably seeing this like red thing. You're like, oh, what the heck's that red thing? That is a piece of water cooling tubing that I put in between this. There's like a channel that's in here that has holes. I put a whole piece of rubber tubing in between here and in between the connecting piece right here. And it goes all the way in, and I think I have another piece hidden behind here. And there's like another piece right there where it's sticking up. There's holes that are in here, so in the whole channel there's no vibration at all. There's rubber water cooling tubing that was cut to shape. See, I don't know if you can see it right there, and it was cut to shape. And then down here on the bottom, sorry for all the wiring, the cable management is kind of hard in this case. I got sound deadening foam all inside the case, so it's extremely silent. So I got the hard drives here, and then the cool, I really like this. I think it's original, it's something different. The two 50 gigabyte OCZ Vertex 2 SSDs in RAID 0 up there. And then yeah, here's the mod I did again. That's a Noctua fan, and I just cut this out for more airflow and put a fan grill on it. And this case is a lot smaller. I mean, it gives me some options. For home theater PC, this is about the best computer I've ever made for extremely quiet PC, because you can't hear anything from this computer. It's one of the most silent PCs I've ever made for air almost like air cooling. It's not custom water cooling. I also want to show you my the box that the EVGA 670 came in. So it just came in a regular OEM box, and these are some of the accessories that came with the stock EVGA. Came with it's a 6-pin the Molex, dual Molex connector. They give me another one, 6-pin to dual Molex. It came with a VGA to DVI connector, so it's EVGA, and then it came with a driver disc, and it came in this OEM box. So this is what you're saving on. You're saving on getting an OEM box with your video card in it, and that's why it was only 320 bucks. So I saved a lot of money on it. Yeah, so even though this is older, it's got this is a DirectX 11 HD 5870, so it plays DirectX 11 games pretty decent. I mean, it's pretty much up there with the HD 6870, so you know, nothing special about, even in the demanding games like 40 to 50 frames per second, or maybe like, you know, 30 to 40 frames per second average. It does a good job for what I need it for. And you can see I got all the hard drives here for data. This is only for playing my movies, my HD movies. Right here, this case had a little bit of rattling, so I put some electrical tape on the side of the panel. This is a little cheap mod you can do. You can take electrical tape, put it in between your door, and then when you close the door and the side panel on it, it'll be a lot quieter. So yeah, I hope this helps you guys. I hope you like this video. I just want to say this computer's done. The CoolerMaster HAF912, or the CoolerMaster HAF912, which is home theater PC, that one's done. And my CoolerMaster HAF932, my main gaming PC, is done. And I don't see me upgrading this computer in the future. I feel like building a brand new computer. I might take the video cards out and put them in the brand new computer I upgrade. I don't know. I've been looking at the new Intel Haswell, was it Z87 chipset that's coming out pretty soon. I've been looking at that, but there's no, even with the 2600K with the 3 GPUs, there's no reason to upgrade because I have my 2600K at 4.8 gigahertz. And at 4.8 gigahertz is beating a lot of the CPUs out there. I mean, for gaming, you know, video editing's another story because you need more CPU cores for video editing. But for games, this is like the ultimate solution. 3770K might be a little bit faster if you overclock it to like 5 gigahertz, but I mean the speed's pretty much up there with the solution like this. So yeah, same specs, the Core i7 2600K at 4.8 gigahertz. I will have a video showing the pictures of some of the parts in here, so it's, you can get a better description of what's up in here. But like I said, these video cards are stacked up on top of each other, so that's why they're hitting 90 Celsius right there. As you can see, there's no room at all. They're literally stacked up on top of each other. So right here, you see there's no air, and the only way to get that is to turn the fan speed up or water cool them. So I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. CoolerMaster HAF932 PC is done. I hope you liked the video. If you have any questions, you can send me a PM message on YouTube or put it in the comments, any questions about this system. Please try to watch my performance video if you can, that shows the performance of this system and pretty much all the games. And really hope you like the video. I mean, this computer's cost me a lot of money. Like I said, it's pretty much done. The whole computer is about $3,200 with the monitor, and then the graphics cards are about $1,200 bucks for this solution with all the 680 backplates and all that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hope you liked the video. Finally, I'm sorry for showing the HAF932 PC so much because I'm not rich. I just try to show the parts that I upgrade to. And yeah, it's not a bad PC. I mean, it plays everything I need, all the games I need, even at 1920 by 1200. I guess maybe if I had to do an upgrade, I guess buy a bigger resolution monitor, like a 2560 by 1440p, but I don't see me upgrading this computer for a long time. It pretty much does everything I need it to. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hi guys, Goku here. There's something else I wanted to mention. I pulled all the video cards out of the computer because I wanted to show you the difference between the different video cards. So you can see there's one PCI Express slot, second one, third one, and a fourth one. So you can run, you know, three-way SLI or whatever. So I want to show you the video cards. I pulled them all out. Here is my first, or this is the second EVGA 670 GTX for the Win. I don't know if you can see right here, but it says right here, for the Win model. It says FTW, and it says for the Win. This, and you can see on the back, it's got the slot covers where it's cut out in the back, and it's got a long 680 PCB. And as you can see, there's nothing, there's no backplate because I took the backplate off because this is the second graphics card. This is what you get in a EVGA 680 backlight. So let's open this up. I took the screws out, I took this one off, but it comes with instructions. It comes with some screws to put it on. And you can see right here it says EVGA 680. It's got like a brushed aluminum and it comes with some screws. And then you just pop it on and replace it. It's got metal standoffs. I don't know how you can see it. And it's got like some kind of thermal tape, thermal compound tape that goes on here that, you know, so it doesn't short anything out. So that's not too bad. So yeah, this is what your normal, when you get your normal 670 GTX for the win. This is normally how it comes, just like this. And you can see the two 6-pin connectors that are standing up like that. And you see it kind of looks, it's not too bad. It kind of looks ugly without the 680 backplate. And this is what it looks like with the 680 backplate. Oops, sorry, it's upside down. You can see right here, EVGA 670 or 680. And you see, here's what I wanted to show you. I was trying to explain this in one of my other videos. This is a stock. When the EVGA 670 GTX for the win first came out, I was like one of the first people to have it when it came out on the market. If you look right here, it says 670. Now I bought this from a Best Buy store, and they automatically manufactured it from EVGA from the company and sent it to a Best Buy store when they first came out because it was out of stock. I had to custom order this. But if you look right here, it doesn't say for the win on it. You look at the new models that had the updated BIOSes on them, and you can see right here it says FTW for the win. But this is the same card, but it doesn't say for the win. So that's one way to tell if you have a regular original 670 for the win or you have a old school for the win. So you can see right here, and this is what they look like. This is with the 680 backplate right here, the EVGA 680 backplate, because it uses a 680 PCB and large cooler. And this is the bare bones without the backplate. So we're going to put those over there. This is the new card right here. This is a stock EVGA 670. Doesn't say for the win. And you can see the difference between the for the win models. Look at the blower. Look right here. See how much wider the intake is compared to this one. Let's see if I can kind of show you. See how it's super wide, and it's a little bit smaller. So it's got a huge 680 680 cooler and everything. Now this is why they call it a. So you can see right there, it's regular. This is why they call it a small PCB. You see the PCB at the end ends right here at the end. And if you look at the 670 GTX for the win model, here we'll take this one. You can see the PCB goes all the way across. So this is a small PCB, and this is just a piece of metal that it ends at. But you can see some differences. It's got this metal clip support system that holds it's like a GPU kind of clip that supports it a little bit better. It's like a cheaper model. And on the for the win, it doesn't have that. It just has the screws that are in there. But you can see some of the VRM stuff right here is more heavy duty for extreme overclocking, for, you know, like a 680 would have it. And you can see on here they don't have anything like that. But this is a OEM stock card from EVGA. So this is what they look like, and it's got some green. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a green design that's inside of it. Yeah, but this is a stock EVGA reference card. And you can see right there, it's got the 6-pin connectors right there. See, we'll try stacking it up. See, here's the for the win model, and you can see the for the win model has the power connectors on this side, just like a 680, but on the small PCB one, it's right here, so it ends right there. So yeah, and another cool thing about this is a OEM card from EVGA. This comes, you know, I bought it from Tiger Direct. The cool thing is, I noticed this has got a custom part on it. On the back of here, see where it's got the cutout vents right here in the back where it's open out. If you look at my for the win model, it's got those same vents. They normally sell these backplate or these high flow brackets, you know, that are all cut out like this, but the card came stock like this. because this is the OEM model, it has the model number BR in it. The KR model, which is the exact same card as this, except I notice it doesn't have these high flow brackets, so it isn't all cut out like that. You can see, yeah, it's the exact same thing. Here's the 4-in-1 model. It is a little bit, I don't know how you can see it, but it's a little bit longer. And here's a HD5870. And you can see the HD5870 is like ridiculous. It's got another plastic thing right here. I think this is like 11 inches. This is 10.5 inches. And I'm not sure, this might be 10 inches right here. So yeah, I kind of wish I would have bought, you can see the for-the-win model is way better because you can see there's bigger blower style fan. And it sucks in more air. And I don't know how well you can see it, but that's pretty much what it looks like. You can see it sucks in. For the for-the-win model, it has an air vent right here, but on this one it has no air vent. So it's, yeah, it's just some different things. You can see it's cut out right here where it blows more air out, and you got the connectors there. But if you look at the stock model, it doesn't have any cutout right here, so the air blows out the back of the card. But yeah, that's the difference between the small PCB one and the for-the-win model. Is the for-the-win, this is normally what a 670 is right here. It's got a super small PCB, and it's good for like if you want smaller cases, but this one is a lot better because it has a bigger cooler, it has a 680 cooler, it has a little bit more power delivery, VRMs are built up a little bit more, and allows for higher overclocking than the stock reference model. So if you can afford it, the for-the-win model is the one to get. It's well worth the money, but it's more expensive. Me, I was on a budget and I could only get this. This was $320 right here, and the stock reference for the win model is $400. So you're paying $80 difference, something like that, $80 difference for this bigger cooler inside of here, and the bigger PCB, the 680 PCB, because it allows for higher overclocked, and this is factory overclocked to 680 speeds. You know, the 1006 megahertz, so that's another reason why you're paying more. But if you can get a good 670 like this that overclocks the same as this for-the-win model, that would be the cheaper option. So you could probably get 3 of these, you know, pretty decent cheap on sale if they still have them, and that would be the way to go. Yeah, but I just want to show you what they look like. You see it's a 670, looks like that, and this is the top of it. Oops, sorry. Says EVGA 670. It's got the SLI connectors right there. You can see this is why it's a small PCB, because your power connectors are right down here, and this is just a metal piece of plastic metal that's in here that holds the blower right there for air. On the for-the-win model, it goes all the way right across, and you can see right here that you could almost connect like an 8-pin another power connector. And this one, the cool thing about the HD5870 from Sapphire is they all came with backplates on them. So you can see, like, if you look right here, I'm going to move the for-the-win model. If you look right here, you can see it's got that metal clip thing right there. Same thing right here, it's got the metal clip thing, but they all came with backplates. So that's what I did like about this card when I bought it. And I think this was $430 when it first came out. So you think about it as, you know, as went through. This one, if you overclock this 670 to 670 for the win speeds, it's the same performance as 2 of these HD5870s, which is amazing. So you gotta think about it that way. I know $320 or $400, it sounds like a lot of money for a video card, but when you think of it performance-wise, this one single card, when you overclock it, let's say you had one of these for the win models, you overclock it and it's the same speed as 2 of these, and it even beats 2 of these in almost all the tests, so you just got to keep that in mind. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that explained a little bit on the video card selection, you know, on the for the win, the different models. As you can see right there, that's the for the win up there, and the back plate, you know. Another thing I want to say, you know, I was talking about in this video about how I could water cool these you know, 670s. Well, I accidentally, I got another radiator, you know, a spare radiator if I wanted to water cool. This is a SwiftTech, trying to think what it is, MCP. It's a 360 millimeter rad radiator. so I could put, you know, 320 millimeter fans on it. And if I wanted to, I could throw this into my CoolerMaster HAF932 case and water cool everything. Water cool the CPU, water cool the 670. So it's just another option. You can see it's not that thick. It's kind of a thin radiator, but yeah, that's another thing. I had this for a long time, so sometimes when you're water cooling, you get extra parts and spare parts. So yeah, I just want to explain some of these. The big differences between them. HD5870, you can see it's a longer card. It's kind of already got a big style cooler blower fan in there. The For the Win model is a little bit, it's got a long PCB, 680 PCB, and inside of here 680 cooler. And a bigger blower style fan. And then this is a cheaper model. This is the reason why it's cheaper, because it runs at a slower speed. It's got this smaller fan for air to suck in. And then it's got the small PCB, so the small PCB allows for less overclocking. So that's just something you got to keep in mind. So yeah, this is the BR model, so that's the difference. You got the big high flow bracket that's on the back of here, and on the KR model of the 670 they don't have this, so I did get pretty lucky on that. So yeah, this is an OEM model from EVGA, so you bought it right from the manufacturer. It didn't come in a retail box, like it didn't come in a box like this. This is a retail 670 For the Win box. It came in just a regular crappy cardboard box. So this is this is the reason why you're paying $30 to $40 more for a retail box, because it's got the pretty pictures on it. But when you get an OEM box and they got them on sale for only $320, you're saving a huge amount of money. So I just want to show you that, guys. I took it out of my system. As you can see, I pretty much, let me get a flashlight. Pretty much took it all out just so you guys can see it. There's no video cards in there at all. And I hope this kind of gives you a little bit of information about the 670s. Even though they're getting up there in age a little bit with the video cards, they still got plenty enough power. And if you get 3 670s and you have a game that supports 3-way SLI, it's well worth the money. It's beaten everything I've seen out there. The new NVIDIA Titan, it's been the 295 GTX, or not 295, 690 GTX. The only solution that would probably beat this is 3 overclocked HD 7970s. Or 3 overclocked 680 GTX, or maybe, you know, 2 overclocked Titans. That's the only thing I could think that would be a solution like this, because the performance isn't crazy. So I wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching, and say, you know, you can say something in the comments if you want, you know, or click the like button. I appreciate that. When you guys click the like button, I'll try to produce more videos. Yeah, and that's the 680 EVGA 680 backplate. So thank you guys so much for watching. I just want to show you this crazy madness. All these freaking video cards. Have to add some more. I think I got a 250 GTS that I could add in that collection. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day.